I'm going to discuss today the new book by Wally Lamb. It's called The River is Waiting. And let me tell you, this is my third Wally Lamb book that I have read. And so I kind of knew what to expect. I knew he was going to kill me, crush me emotionally. And for gosh, I don't know how much during the book. I knew the big one, but it was the little ones that I knew he was going to get me on. And so it took me a little bit. I've sat on this book for about 2 weeks before I could even discuss it with you guys. So, welcome to Boozy Bee's Books and Cocktails. I'm Dana B, and hopefully we can, or I can, discuss this book with you guys without crying. Because this book was touched so many emotions in my heart and in my mind. I got upset, I got mad, I got hair raising, furious, and all the emotions. So we're gonna go through them really quickly. And I'm not going to give away too much of the book. I knew the premise of the book before I went to read the book because my daughter had asked me, said, "Mom, have you read this book? If you haven't, read it." And I'm like, "Well, it will be my third Wally Lamb book," and so I kind of knew what I was getting into. But anyway, Corby is the main character. He is a father of a set of twins, and he is going through some traumatic things in his life. He's lost his job, and so he's stay-at-home dad, and he starts to drink, and he starts to take prescription drugs because of his anxiety. And one day, something happens very, very traumatic to his family, and he is the cause of it. And instead of backing away from it and blaming anything, he mans up and he ends up in prison. And so the bulk of the book is his life in prison. And I am telling you, again, I waited like my shoulders were clenched, my hands were gripping my um, Kindle because I knew the next thing that was going to happen was going to wreck me, and I knew it within my bones what it was going to happen in prison, and I couldn't even. I was just reading, just frantically wanting to get past that spot because I wanted to see how he was going to handle that. He Wally deals with a lot of the relationship between Corby and his wife, Corby and his mother, Corby and his mother-in-law, and all the blame that is put on Corby. And I thought that Wally Lamb did a beautiful job of explaining and showing all sides of the situation. That's what I love about Wally Lamb so much is he takes something so real to life, and looks at it in all different perspectives. And it was such a good book to read. It's a very hard book to read. Um, as a parent, it's very hard. As a spouse, it's very hard to read. How would I um, handle this situation? How would I handle my spouse causing this tragic accident in the family? And how would I be able to forgive? Would I be able to go on? And so he really picks apart all these relationships, and it is a beautiful book. Again, it's very hard to read, but it's so worth the time. And if you haven't read Wally Lamb before, I would say this is a great book to start with. And he has several books out there. He's a lovely author and probably one of my favorite ones. So I the other thing, I'm just looking at my notes, the other thing I wanted to hit on was um, the way he dealt with the friendships made in prison. I thought was beautiful. The ending I was not crazy about. I wanted to see more of what might have happened later on, but he chose this path, and um, I applaud him for the path that he chose. It was a beautiful way to end the book, but I wanted a little bit more. The other thing was just the responsibilities of each party taking in that led to the tragic accident. So I hope you'll take the time to read this book. It was a great, great book. Again, I had to sit with it for a little while. I had to write down my notes on it just to be able to process it, to be able to share. And then the cocktail. What was I going to do with the cocktail? And I felt like I was all over the place. And then it was suggested to maybe have something calming, something that you could sip and think about books and think about this beautiful book. And so the book is named The River is Waiting, and he does talk about a river that is behind the prison, and that river means a lot to him, just the calming noise and the calming certainty that it's there. And so this cocktail is called The River's Edge, and I thought it would be appropriate for this. And it's very simple. It's very easy to make. It's in just one of your glass. And so it's vodka, lemon juice, Saint Germain, and it called for soda water. I didn't have soda water, so I'm going to use sparkling water. And it's from Mountain Valley, so I thought it was kind of cool to use sparkling water with this drink. So we're going to do 2 ounces of vodka, and there's no shaking in this, so that's really great. Are you a forgiving person? Do you forgive easily? I tend to hang on to things, but this book really made me think about forgiveness and how I forgive and how easily or how not easily I forgive. So it really made me stop and think, and it's a wonderful, wonderful book. So 3/4 ounces of, I'm going to pour it on this end, 3/4 ounces of Saint Germain. And this is just a liqueur. It is elderflower. So another thing that was, you see flowers growing on the river's edge, so I thought that would be great. And then 1 ounce of lemon juice, and I just freshly squeezed this. And then it says just to top off with soda water or sparkling water, so I'm going to just top it off with this sparkling water. I'm going to give it a stir. My friend gave me some beautiful cocktail glasses, so thank you, Carol Langston, for these beautiful glasses. And I'm serving it in a Collins glass or a highball glass. So here we go. Cheers. Tastes like a lemonade. It's pretty good. I might want it a little bit sweeter, but it's good. It's very good and refreshing. Okay, that is the end. What do you think about this book? I hope you let me know what you think about it, and how do you forgive? What did you think about what happened in it? Were you surprised? Is this your first Wally Lamb book? Oprah loves Wally Lamb. This is her 3rd one that she's put on her list. I did not choose it because Oprah chose it. I chose it because of the author and my daughter. So thank you very much. I hope you like, subscribe, and share. Cheers, and cheers to forgiveness. Hope you find someone to forgive to make your heart a little bit lighter.
Cheers!